Hello, world, and welcome to another fantastic no-brainer show. I'm your host. I'm Big Daddy. I am the GOAT. I dubbed that myself. So if you don't agree, too bad. And we have my illustrious compadre, my counterpart, D-Rex in effects. What's up, Derek?
Hey, dude, I know you do the echo thing, but like I don't know what's going on, Zach. You have a lot of echo on yours.
Let me turn me down. Is that better?
Not really. Like it's something's different, but I mean, it don't sound bad. It just doesn't sound like
I had my mic really hot.
Usually you're like way more muffled, like
I can sit back here and be a little more muffled.
I don't know. It's what it is, I guess.
Is what it is. All right, well, we got that fixed out. Yep. And we have a very special guest for a second time to the show, Dr. Eddie Rivera. Dr. Eddie, how are you, my brother?
Hey, great. How are you guys doing?
Fantastic. We've got a lot to dive into. We have been away. So last week we were supposed to do a show, and my internet was down. And Sprint's like, oh, it's going to be back on, blah, 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 blah. It didn't come on till almost noon the next day. So I found out what happened. They had a major, I guess a pole fell and the fiber cut. And I guess that's obviously a big deal when the fiber breaks. And it was the same day my power was out, or was that the day before? Either way, my power was out and I couldn't get in my house. So I went and hung out with Rohan down at After Dark. So shout out to my brother Rohan and all my compadres at After Dark. Derek, you're going to have to come visit us one night.
Right, man.
We do Monday night out by the campfire. We're like a bunch of hobos sitting around sterno cans eating stewed tomatoes and
baked beans.
Isn't that the cigar bar After Dark, or is it something else?
Yeah, but we do our Bible study. We've moved it outside.
Oh, okay.
And to be honest with you, these cooler nights have been really, really good. The first one, I mean, I thought Eddie was going to climb into my jacket with me. He was freezing cold.
Yeah. I was shivering.
I love the cold. But the problem is when we go inside, it gets really hot in there.
Yeah.
And you can't turn on the big one exhaust vent because it's so loud. I mean, during the game and everything, we have it on. But during Bible study, it gets really loud, especially if Pastor Wayne's preaching or something. Yeah. You can't hear him.
Nope.
And that vent gets going and it gets loud and then it gets really smoky and hot in there. And it was so funny. Eddie, you and I were sitting on the couch the other night chatting with Gus and the other Eddie and Rohan and who was the other guy sitting with us?
Wasn't it John, the new guy, John? Maybe,
yeah, or was it Clinton?
Clinton was there early and he had left.
Yeah. But anyway, we're sitting there and all of a sudden they turn on the exhaust fan and I go, oh, my glasses aren't fogged up. It was just smoky in here. We were just chatting before you got on, Derek. I become rather my palate is very acquired. I've really got a very strong palate. I can taste different things in cigars and stuff. And I've gotten really bougie because I've started smoking higher end, classic, good cigars.
Mm-hmm.
And like today, I had one of my factory smokes, which I really enjoy. It's a Maduro. It's a good yard work cigars, as Mark likes to call it. But I was like smoking it. I'm like, this is terrible. Why am I smoking this thing? Let me go get a real cigar. This thing is terrible.
It's what you get acclimated to.
I am bougie. I'm sorry. I do like a Bandolero, but I can't spend $23 every night on one cigar. I can't justify it in my head. Mm-mm. But those ones that you had, what are they called? The Gorditos or what are they called? Eddie, the one you had?
The Corojos.
Corojos, okay. But it's called Gordito number 5, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
For a $10 cigar, it ain't bad.
It's outrageous, actually.
Right. Tonight's show is not about cigars, folks, but we just like to talk about it because Eddie is my my cigar buddy at the Bible study. You go to Bible study at a cigar bar? Yes. Get over it.
Oh, God.
Jesus is amongst us.
Here we go. Here we go.
You guys probably have like a whole defense section on how Jesus smoked cigars, or he would have if they were
No,
available to him.
I don't think Jesus smokes cigars.
No.
Listen. I got a new image caught on film of Jesus smoking cigars.
Oh,
It's totally not
God.
made by AI,
Not at all.
but it really is.
If he did, it would have been probably the most delicious, perfect cigar you ever had.
I'm sure.
I mean, it'd have been heavenly. Anyway, but we every Monday night we do Bible study, and I tell you what, man, it's a good time. It's just a bunch of guys, and we get into it. We're this session we're studying the book of John, and we really get into it, and then we have discussion, and it's so cool. I have to sit back, and you know me, Derek. And Eddie, you know I like to talk. And during that time, though, I just sit back and I listen because I like to hear where people are in their walk.
Yeah.
And I want to jump in and correct people. And then I'm like, no. Let them figure it out. Even my boy Smullins, he says some fun stuff too. But yeah, we have a great time. Then we have food and we watch the football game. And of course, my Cowboys kicked the Raiders' brains in the other night. So that was good. Me and what's the big black guy? Roy? Is this Roy?
Leo.
No. The one who comes afterwards, who watches the game.
Oh, the real tall guy?
Head. Yeah.
Ray.
Right. Yeah, he's a big Cowboys fan. And he kept looking over. We're like pointing at each other like, yeah, how about them boys? And there was a Raiders guy sitting in between us. I think he left halfway through. He's like, I'm out. So anyway, if you guys didn't catch the last show with Dr. Eddie, you can go back and catch it. But Dr. Eddie is a marriage counselor, certified couples counselor. I mean, you don't just specifically stick to married couples, do you? Or do you any couples?
Any couples. I do premarital, marital. I do marriage therapy. I do family and individual crisis counseling. So it's an array of things that I cover. But my absolute favorite, I think that everybody kind of finds its niche, and I think for me it's been marriage.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I may have a client for you. I'm not going to say who, but I don't even know if I'm pointing at the right person. So
You're pointing at Eddie.
It's pointing the other way. See, on my camera, I'm pointing at you, Derek. Now I'm pointing.
I thought you were pointing to yourself.
No, that too. I mean,
there you go.
I don't care how
It's
phenomenal.
like I got a client for you.
Look, I have learned. It's kind of like coaches. I don't care how phenomenal you are at something. You always need someone who can better you.
He's learned he's a dick.
You
gotta own it.
Huh?
That's 2 shows in a row. Matter of fact, I saw a short the other day. He called me a dick, you douche.
I try to 3 times a podcast because those shorts get the most views. So I'm really I'm putting in a play here. If you notice,
is that the keyword that triggers the most views?
Yes. I tell it I tell Opus Clips. I say, hey, find where I call you a dick and create a short that will create the most viral engagement. I don't do that, but
that's not at all what I do.
Okay.
Yeah, no, maybe we need couples counseling.
Probably.
No, but okay. So
yeah, he can do it right here.
Here's an interesting subject, and Derek, you can jump in with your questions too. But I have, and this is not from personal wink nod. How do you deal with? I'm trying to be gentle how I say it.
I was going to say the same thing. I know what you're going to say. How do you deal with same-sex marriage?
No.
Oh, okay. I was going to. Okay,
that's for you or your counseling. No.
You weren't going to say that, really?
No, I was going to ask, how do you work with blended marriages? Okay. So sometimes I feel.
What's a blended?
I've heard that blended marriage couples, of course, if they follow the Lord, the man is the head of the household. He's the authority. He's the spiritual leader. But sometimes the children can get in the way.
Yeah.
Does that mean blended religion?
No, blended means.
So go ahead.
Previously married with children, now remarried.
Correct.
So you have a blended family. So it's not mine and yours. It's mine and hers, and now yours and his, and now mine. And anyway, yeah,
correct.
And look, this is an interesting fact. I was talking to somebody about it today. My buddy Daniel. If you're listening, Quijano, word up, my brother. Jump in anytime. Um, we were chatting about it, and he's like, to be honest with you, there's really no biblical discussion about it because it wasn't supposed to be that way, and obviously it has become that way. It's not a sin. It's not frowned upon, but it's something that was not culturally accepted back then. Unless, of course, your husband died and then you remarried.
Correct.
Usually, it was his brother, right? You had to remarry his brother, and anyway,
Yeah, there were
I don't
different
know, that
there are
crazy stuff.
different traditions like that.
Yeah,
In every aspect of the blended family experience, um, there is a challenge, and um, it's something that is not one size fits all
right,
because the scenarios are different. I know many blended families, and they all have their dilemmas, um, and they all have their challenges. But one of the common factors that I've seen, that I've dealt with, is when you have children in the adolescent stage, right? Because they're coming into young adulthood very fast, and they are accustomed to a dynamic in the home that now is going to be disrupted.
correct,
Whether it's, let's take for instance, dad's gone, right? So now it's the kids or the kid with mom. If it's a male, if it's a boy, then what happens? What title is he given? And that's very common. And you guys answer that. What title is the boy or the young man given when the dad's no longer there?
well, he'd be the head of the household till
The
the
man
new
of the house.
stepfather comes up.
The man in the house. And unconsciously, what we're doing is we're saying, hey, um, you run this household like your dad did. Obviously, not when it comes to finances or things like that, but just to represent the male figure. With that comes the empowerment of the young man, where he believes that, right? You're my little man, right? Hey, when I leave, you lock the door. You make sure that you're safe. You make sure that your sister's safe, or whatever it is. Um, and so, what happens is that is an atmosphere that's created, right?
Sure,
That is a chemistry that now exists between the mom and the kid or the kids, and they have their rules. They have everything in place. It could be a year, it could be 5 years, it can be 10 years, and all of a sudden the new Prince Charming comes in, right? He's dating now the mom, and he's coming into their space, and
correct,
and this is important. He is now the stranger. He's the outsider. And as a male figure, as a man, because we are built and we have this thing about us of our ego and of our manhood, even if we're very young compared to someone that's coming in, it's an adult. Um, we're alphas, so we are confrontational, not necessarily literal, but maybe emotional with the kids. Maybe it's a behavior thing where I act up because I really don't like you, right? And so the dynamic starts where you have this person that comes in, and now he's getting a seat at the table, little by little.
right,
If that person is very traditional, that they're not going to be tolerant with certain things that they believe is nonsense when it comes to either behaviors of the kid, or not, da 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 da. And so you start having this pushback, right? And at first it's like, okay, we're just getting to know each other. But if something happens emotionally where the adults buy in and they're like, okay, you're that person, I'm
right.
that person, and
Yes,
we'll figure it out. right? Well, the kids are always going to act up, but we're the adults. We're going to make this call. Then that's red flag number one. And at some point, it won't work, because when you have your own children pushing back and you don't listen, they're going to act up outside of your home. So they're going to start acting up in school, in the neighborhood, with their friends, and then you're like, what's going on here, right? And so there's a lot of things like that can happen, that disrupts the whole essence of what the family should be. Now, there are things in that scenario that if you go to counseling, right, I would suggest the male listen. Several things. You don't automatically inherit respect. You're not going to be given respect. You have to earn it.
Right.
So when you're coming into that relationship, if the children are beyond toddler, then you need to make sure that you're willing to get to know them, so that they're comfortable with you. You're gentle with them. You're courteous, and you don't become the role model that they need right away. Right? That takes time. On the opposite spectrum of that, you also should consider beginning to do life outside of that home, because then you're at a level playing field, right? When you're doing life, when you're dating, and you go to the house and you date and you go to the house all the time, and that's where you're having dinner, that's where you're spending your time, then automatically you're in someone else's territory, and they're going to make you aware of that.
Correct.
Right? By their attitude. If they don't like you, then it's even worse.
Then it becomes an alpha dog situation.
Right. Exactly. So you keep that initial dating stuff outside of that home, in a neutral place. You bring the kids to dinner. We'll go bowling. We'll go this. We'll go that. We'll go to the park. And as you begin to get to know that person, and the kids start to open up, and you have good conversations, then maybe you get invited to dinner. Either way, you go either way. You go to his house, you go to her house, because it applies to both homes.
Sure.
Here now, the challenge is what the dynamics that happen when you're finally deciding, hey, we're going to consummate this thing. We're going to marry, or we're going to move in. That happens in 90% of the couples in today's society, where they don't even worry about the ceremony. They're just going to move in.
Right.
And so once that happens, then things can get out of hand, because now you have the extended families from both sides. So everything can be fantastic between both of those people, and then all of a sudden, the aunt, the sister-in-law, the sister meets, the mom meets, and something they don't like something, then now it's a cluster all over again.
Right.
So the challenge of the blended family is difficult, but at the same time, it needs to be something very well thought out, where you know what your negotiables and non-negotiables are, and not be oblivious to, hey, well, it'll work out. It'll just work out. It'll just work out.
Zach, how do you open a show with a question like that?
Just like I did.
Like, dude, like unpacking that thing. Eddie's like 1% of the way there, unpacking everything. Like it's just take a moment to think about it, right? I mean, how complicated that is. And then like you've had friends or read stories about, single mothers who they always had a new guy around, every week, and that alpha male, man of the house, starts to almost get used to it, but become almost like passive, like he'll be gone, he'll be gone, he'll be gone. And I mean, like I don't know if you've read, like I read, if you know who Tyrus is from Fox News, big guy. If you've read JD Vance's book, they both had upbringings like that. And
I watched JD Vance's movie actually.
Whatever it's
his
called.
book was called. Yeah, whatever it's called.
But both their books detail that dynamic really in depth. And it's like,
it's that I believe that's probably tougher for a kid than the mom being single for a long time, than finding someone, taking the time and settling down. They've learned the dynamics. They're all right. They're cool. But two things I was going to touch on, and I'll be transparent. From my first marriage, I walked into it. She had 2 children already. I didn't have any. We had 2 more. The problem was, and I won't say it's her fault or my fault, whatever, but the problem was she put the children over everything else, which we all know is completely biblically wrong. Right?
I don't know.
well, when does it transfer if they're not yours? You have to define that, Zach. Define where that transfers.
Once you get
because
married,
listen,
if
before
you're
you come
married,
into the picture, the children are above you.
Correct. But once you get married, you're now the man of the house.
Yeah, but
you're the
listen,
head of the household spiritually, and if I'm going strictly biblical on this.
What came first, the marriage or the kids? In that case, the kids came before your marriage. So, man, you're making things so complicated.
Once you're married, you have to remember those kids are going to go away someday, and then it's just you and her. And if she doesn't have respect for you, and it's the kids that are more important, then you're always going to be in second place.